If you're over 50 and you think creatine is only for young bodybuilders or professional athletes, this video might completely change how you see it. Creatine is actually one of the most researched supplements in the world, with decades of studies supporting its safety and effectiveness across different age groups. Yet despite all that research, most people over 50 either avoid creatine altogether or use it incorrectly. Many assume it's too aggressive, unsafe, or unnecessary later in life, while others take it without understanding how their body now responds to it. And here's the surprising part. Only a small percentage of people truly understand how creatine affects the body after 50. Aging changes digestion, hydration needs, muscle response, and recovery, which means creatine doesn't always feel the same as it did at a younger age. Without the right knowledge, people miss out on benefits like improved strength, better muscle preservation, and increased daily energy, or they quit early due to confusion. That's why today, we're breaking things down in a simple, honest, and practical way. We're going to look at 6 creatine effects that only about 1% of people over 50 really know about. Not hype, not fear, just clear explanations that actually make sense. The goal isn't to push supplements, but to help you understand how creatine really works in an aging body. With the right approach, creatine can become a useful tool rather than something to avoid. Let's break it down so you can decide what truly works best for you. But before we begin, drop your name and the city you're watching from in the comments below. We read and reply to every single comment. Now, without any further ado, let's start with number 6, and this one will surprise you. Number 6, creatine helps fight age-related muscle loss. Muscle loss doesn't start at 70. It starts much earlier than most people realize. In fact, after the age of 50, we naturally begin to lose muscle mass every single year, even if the number on the scale doesn't change. This process, often called age-related muscle loss, happens quietly. Fat mass may increase while muscle decreases, but because body weight stays similar, many people don't notice what's really changing inside their body. Over time, this loss of muscle can make everyday movements feel harder. Simple tasks like climbing stairs, carrying groceries, standing up from a chair, or maintaining balance start to require more effort. This is where creatine plays a surprisingly helpful role. Creatine helps muscles produce energy more efficiently, especially during short, effort-based movements. That means muscles can contract more effectively and recover better from activity. When combined with even light resistance training or regular movement, creatine can help make those exercises more effective, allowing the muscles to hold on to strength longer. The surprising effect here isn't becoming bulky or gaining excessive muscle size. That fear is very common but largely unfounded, especially after 50. Instead, the real benefit is slowing down muscle loss and improving muscle function. Muscles that work better help support joints, improve stability, and reduce the risk of falls or injuries. Over time, this can translate into daily life feeling lighter, safer, and more controlled. Movements feel smoother, confidence improves, and fatigue doesn't set in as quickly. Another important point is that preserving muscle helps support metabolism and overall health as we age. Muscle tissue plays a role in blood sugar control, posture, and long-term independence. Creatine doesn't replace movement or exercise, but it can enhance the benefits of what you're already doing. The key is consistency and realistic expectations. Small improvements add up over time. After 50, the goal isn't dramatic transformation. It's maintaining strength, stability, and independence. By supporting muscle energy and function, creatine can be a simple tool that helps slow the natural decline and keep everyday life feeling more manageable and confident. Number 5. The weight gain is actually a good sign. The scale goes up, and most people panic. This is one of the least understood effects of creatine after 50, and it's the reason many people stop taking it far too soon. After years of being told that weight gain is bad, seeing the number on the scale rise can feel alarming, especially later in life when health becomes a bigger concern. But in this case, that increase is usually not fat gain at all. Creatine pulls water into your muscle cells, which helps them stay hydrated, function better, and recover more efficiently. That extra water has weight, so the scale reflects it. This is a normal and expected effect of creatine, not a warning sign. The problem isn't the weight itself, it's how the scale is interpreted. Many people see the number go up and immediately assume they're gaining fat, damaging their health, or moving in the wrong direction. As a result, they cut calories aggressively, add unnecessary cardio, or stop taking creatine altogether. That reaction can do more harm than the weight increase ever would. Muscle hydration is a key part of how creatine supports strength and recovery. Well-hydrated muscles tend to perform better, feel stronger, and handle daily activities more easily. After 50, preserving muscle function is far more important than chasing a specific number on the scale. Another issue is relying on the scale as the only measure of progress. The scale doesn't show improvements in strength, balance, endurance, or how your body feels day to day. It doesn't reflect how easy it is to stand up from a chair, climb stairs, or carry groceries. Those functional improvements matter far more for long-term health and independence. A small increase in scale weight alongside better energy and strength is often a positive sign. The smarter approach is to look at trends over time and focus on performance and daily function rather than daily weigh-ins. When you understand what's really happening, the scale loses its power to create fear. Temporary weight gain from creatine isn't a problem. Quitting too early because of misunderstanding is. Number 4. Creatine supports balance and fall prevention. Strength isn't just about lifting, it's about not falling. After 50, the real value of strength shows up in everyday moments, not in the gym mirror. It's in catching yourself when you trip, stepping confidently off a curb, or turning quickly without losing balance. These situations depend heavily on how fast your muscles can produce energy and respond to signals from your brain. That's where creatine quietly plays a powerful role. Creatine helps muscles regenerate energy more efficiently, allowing them to contract faster and with better control. This doesn't just mean lifting heavier weights. It means quicker reactions and more stable movements in daily life. As we age, reaction time naturally slows and muscle coordination can decline. This increases the risk of falls, which are one of the biggest threats to independence after 50. A fall isn't just a minor accident at this stage of life. It can lead to long recovery times, loss of confidence, or even long-term mobility issues. When muscles have better energy availability, they're more responsive. That responsiveness can make the difference between catching yourself and hitting the ground. When creatine is combined with light resistance training, balance exercises, or even regular walking, its benefits go beyond strength alone. Walking becomes more controlled, steps feel more secure, and transitions, like standing up, sitting down, or changing direction, feel smoother. Many people don't realize that balance is closely tied to muscle function, not just inner ear or coordination drills. Stronger, better-fueled muscles support joints and stabilize the body during movement. What makes this effect so important is how subtle it is. You don't wake up one day feeling balanced. Instead, you notice fewer stumbles, more confidence in your movement, and less hesitation when navigating uneven surfaces. Unfortunately, because this benefit isn't flashy or immediate, it's rarely talked about. Most discussions around creatine focus on muscle size or gym performance, ignoring how valuable it can be for everyday safety. After 50, strength is no longer about impressing anyone, it's about protecting your body. Better muscle energy supports better movement, and better movement supports independence. Creatine won't replace smart movement or awareness, but when used consistently alongside simple activity, it can quietly help keep you steady on your feet. And that's one of the most underrated benefits of all. Number 3. Your brain uses creatine. Creatine isn't just a muscle supplement, and this is one of the most overlooked facts about it. While most people associate creatine with lifting weights or improving physical performance, the brain also relies on creatine for energy. Your brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in the body, and just like muscles, it needs a steady supply of fuel to function efficiently. After 50, when mental fatigue, slower processing, and reduced focus become more common, this connection becomes especially important. Creatine plays a role in supporting the brain's energy system by helping regenerate ATP, the same energy molecule used by muscles. When brain cells have better access to energy, tasks that require concentration, decision-making, or sustained attention can feel less draining. Some people over 50 report improved mental stamina, not necessarily feeling smarter, but feeling sharper for longer. Reading, problem-solving, or staying focused during conversations may feel easier without that familiar mental burnout setting in as quickly. It's important to be clear. Creatine is not a miracle cure for memory loss or cognitive decline. It won't suddenly turn back the clock or replace healthy habits like sleep, mental engagement, and proper nutrition. However, research and real-world experience suggest that creatine can support brain energy metabolism, especially during mentally demanding situations or periods of fatigue. This is one reason some people notice reduced mental fog or better clarity when using it consistently. What makes this effect easy to miss is that it's subtle. Unlike caffeine, creatine doesn't give you a sudden jolt or buzz. The changes happen gradually, often going unnoticed until you realize you're getting through the day with less mental exhaustion. Because the benefit isn't dramatic or immediate, many people never connect it to creatine at all, or they stop taking it before the effect has time to show up. Most supplement conversations stop at muscles, strength, and appearance. But creatine doesn't stop at the gym. Its role in brain energy highlights why it's gaining attention beyond fitness circles, especially for people over 50. When combined with consistent use, good hydration, and an active lifestyle, creatine can quietly support both physical and mental performance, proving it's far more than just a muscle supplement. Number 2. Blood tests can look scary without context. This effect causes unnecessary panic, especially for people who don't know how lab tests actually work. Creatine supplementation can raise creatinine levels, which is a waste product measured in blood tests to help doctors assess kidney function. Seeing that number go up often triggers fear because creatinine is commonly associated with kidney problems. But here's the key point most people never hear. Higher creatinine does not automatically mean kidney damage, especially in people taking creatine or those with more muscle mass. Creatinine is produced when creatine is broken down in the body. So, when you take creatine regularly, it's completely normal for creatine slightly. This is a biochemical effect, not a sign that your kidneys are failing. The kidneys may still be working perfectly well. They're simply filtering a higher amount of a substance that naturally comes from creatine metabolism. Without context, though, lab numbers can look worse than they actually are. The real problem isn't danger, it's confusion. Many people panic after seeing their blood work and immediately stop taking creatine, overhaul their diet, or assume something is seriously wrong. In some cases, doctors who aren't aware of supplementation may also raise concerns or order unnecessary follow-up tests. This creates stress, fear, and sometimes even a misdiagnosis, all because a key piece of information was missing. This is why transparency matters so much. Always tell your doctor if you're supplementing with creatine, especially before blood tests. When your healthcare provider has the full picture, they can interpret results accurately and avoid jumping to conclusions. In some cases, they may choose additional kidney markers or repeat tests under controlled conditions to confirm that everything is normal. For healthy individuals, using reasonable doses, creatine has not been shown to damage kidneys. The side effect here is psychological, not physical, unnecessary worry caused by misunderstood lab results. Clear communication turns a scary number into a non-issue. When doctors and patients are on the same page, creatine can be used confidently, without fear, confusion, or avoidable stress. Number 1. Creatine only works if lifestyle supports it. This is the truth nobody wants to hear because it's far less exciting than a quick fix. Creatine works best when the basics of health are already in place, or at least reasonably consistent. Sleep, movement, nutrition, and recovery matter far more than any supplement ever will. Creatine is powerful, well-researched, and genuinely helpful, but it's not magic. Over 50, expecting a scoop of powder to undo years of poor habits is the fastest way to get disappointed. Many people start creatine hoping it will compensate for bad sleep, skipped workouts, or inconsistent eating. When results don't show up, they blame the supplement. In reality, creatine amplifies what you're already doing. If your training is consistent, your meals support muscle, and your body gets enough rest, creatine can noticeably improve strength, energy, and recovery. But if those foundations are missing, there's nothing for creatine to support. Sleep is a huge factor here. After 50, recovery slows, hormones shift, and sleep quality often declines. No supplement can override chronic sleep deprivation. Without proper rest, muscles don't repair well, energy stays low, and motivation drops. Creatine can't fix that. The same goes for movement. You don't need intense workouts, but you do need regular activity that challenges the muscles. Walking, resistance training, or even consistent bodyweight exercises give creatine a purpose. Nutrition is another reality check. Creatine helps muscles use energy more efficiently, but muscles still need protein, calories, and micronutrients to grow and recover. If your diet is chaotic or restrictive, creatine's benefits stay limited. And then there's recovery. Warm-ups, mobility, hydration, and rest days become more important with age. Ignoring them leads to soreness, fatigue, or minor injuries that stall progress. The biggest mistake after 50 isn't taking creatine, it's expecting it to be a shortcut. Creatine is a support tool, not a replacement for healthy habits. When combined with decent sleep, regular movement, and sensible nutrition, it works incredibly well. Used alone, it feels underwhelming. The truth is simple, but uncomfortable. Supplements enhance effort. They don't replace it. Creatine after 50 isn't risky. Misunderstanding it is. When used correctly, it can support strength, confidence, balance, and even mental energy. The real danger is avoiding it because of myths or quitting because of misunderstood effects. Now I want to hear from you. Did any of these creatine effects surprise you? Are you over 50 and considering creatine, or already using it? Would you like a follow-up video on dosage, kidney myths, or the safest beginner plan after 50? Drop a comment, hit like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.